Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Car Simulator 2018, or Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. So basically what we're going to do in this game is fix up different people's cars. There is different places that you could go to, car auctions offer out all this neat stuff. Some of them, I believe, do get unlocked as you go, because as you see, I can't go to the junkyard yet. So, basically, we're just going to work our way up, but in order to do that, we have to get our first car. So, there are two options right now. This one stays, but this one has a time limit, so we're going to go with this one. Okay, so now that we got this car, it's ooh, an interesting decal. So this car has brake issues. So two brake discs, two brake calipers, and a brake pad needs to be changed on this. So we're going to move it to our car lifter, and that's just right over here. And then we're just going to bring it up. And let's see, that one looks good. This one does not look too good. So we are going to take off this wheel. Going to take off the caliper. And this is pretty accurate. The only thing that doesn't really do accurately is the brake drums all too much, because with brake drums there's a lot of springs and brakes and whatnot. We can go to examine mode and we can see what the quality of everything is. So those are good, and everything looks good in here. But in order to make sure, we're just going to check these brake pads and see how it shows up green. That means they're good. We're going to do the same thing with the caliper. Yeah, those are good. We're going to do the same thing with the ventilator, and those are good. So yeah, this wheel we don't have to worry about. Now we can definitely see without even examining that the rotor back here is not very good. So we're going to take this off. And we can also see that the brake caliper isn't good. Because if it shows rust like that, that means it's not very good. But the brake pads, I don't really know. But because we have a list, it already shows us that's not good. So we're going to take these off and these off. And then we're going to come over here, and the rotor over here is not good either. So you're going to take these off as well. Now normally when you do brakes, you want to do them in pairs. You don't want to do them one at a time, because if you do one over here, you should do the other one on the other side, just to make it even. So, but in this game, it doesn't really matter. So now that we got all these off, we can go to our inventory and see we need a brake disc, brake pads, another brake disc, and looks like we may need brake calipers as well. But in order to find out for sure, we just go to car status, and yeah, see, two brake discs, two brake calipers, and a brake pad. So we come to the computer over here, we go to the main shop, and we can come up here and go, brake, and type that in, and then we can go brake calipers 2. And then we can go brake pad 1. And I can't remember if it's ventilated or not, so in order to just double check, we come to the car, we go like this, and it's just two brake discs. So we take those and go 2. We buy those. And then, now that we got all the parts we need, we can come to this side, and we go part mount, and then we go to the brake caliper, and that, and go yes. Now that we have that on, we don't have to worry about this side anymore. Now we can bolt on the tire. And then that's done. Now we come to the back here. Go to part mount. Put on the new brake disc. Put on the brake pad. Put on the brake caliper. Yes. And then put the wheel back on. Okay, now that one's done. Now we can come over here, do the same thing over here. And this is an exaggerated way of putting on brakes and whatnot. It does take a little bit longer to do than a couple seconds. But once you know how to do it, it doesn't take long. And that's it. So to make sure you got everything, you want to go to car status, and everything over here is fixed. So now we can go and finish this order. Now that it's finished, it will leave, and then we can go back and order a new one. Now it wants us to do this, but this is a story order, so we're not going to do that yet. We're going to do another brake one. Okay, so now we get an interesting looking car here. Okay, so it needs a brake caliper, 2 brake pads, and a brake disc ventilated. So we are going to move this to the car lifter A. We're going to raise it up a little bit. Now, the ventilated brake discs are almost always on the front. The regular brake discs are almost always on the back, at least from what I can tell. I think I found where the ventilated brake disc needs to be. So now we just take these off. Yeah, it looks like that one needs to be done. And let's see here. Let's go in here, go like this. And these brake pads need to be changed as well. And again, normally when you do brakes, you want to change the brake disc or rotor and your brake pads. The calipers, they don't always have to be changed when you do your brakes, only if they're damaged, like badly damaged. But in this case, they just want us to do just get 2 pads, a caliper, and a brake disc ventilated. So 2 calipers, a pad, and a brake disc ventilated. I believe there's 2 calipers. No, 2 pads and a caliper. Whoops. Oh well. At least we have an extra one for the next one that needs to have it done. Add part. Put that on. Put this on. And install those. Oh, yeah, we can put the wheel on as well. And after we do enough of these, we will hopefully be able to unlock places where we can go and find barn cars. And basically what those are is cars that are really damaged, so they're really cheap, and we can fix them up if if we get them and bring them back to our garage. But those take a lot of work. Okay, so now to see if we're done. Okay, so one needed a new caliper, and that might be on the back here. So what we can do, instead of going over there, we can go to overview, and as you can see, when we took those two tires off, we could tell how they were. Oh, get back up there. So, hey, stop it. So yeah, those tires are in need of a little help, but that's not what we're getting paid for. We're getting paid for the brakes. So the brakes back here also need some help. And yeah, as you can see, the brake caliper is very corroded with rust. But that's okay, since we already have a new brake caliper. Well, a slightly used caliper. I put the two new ones on the front. But yeah, this is what the it was supposed to be for. So now we go here and everything is fixed. So now we can finish our order. And ta-da, that's another order done. But as you can see, we're not getting very much money. So we're going to do this since it's the only one that's not done yet. So a year and a half ago I bought this car for my son. He said that he's not interested in anything except driving it and occasionally filling it up at the gas station. Please check the oil and the tires. So we're going to take this order. We are going to move it to the bay. And we are going to lift it up slightly. And we are going to do the tires on this. We're going to take all four of these tires off. And then once we get all these tires off, we are going to get new pieces of rubber for them. And then we're going to install them. Okay, so now that we have our tires off, we will come to the tire machines, or tire changers. We will separate the tires, and we will take these off. And my phone is acting up. Silly phone. Anyway, so the more that we do these, the easier it'll be. That doesn't really make sense, but oh well. So we're just going to separate all these tires, and then let's see, they want standard tire B, so we'll have we'll have to take off these anyways. But in order to figure out what kind of tires they are, we can go to, where are they? And it doesn't really show where they are on top here, but luckily they're right here for us. So these standard tire Bs are 205s, 55s, or 16s, which is actually quite easy to get. Let's see, any more? No. Okay, so we're going to come to the computer, and we're going to get go here and go tires. Then we're going to go standard tire B. See, and it already has size 16, so we're going to go 205. Oh, not 215, 205. And then 55s. And then we're going to get 4 of them. We're not getting the rims because they haven't asked us to get rims. So we're gonna install these onto these. And then once you've done that, you have to, like, once it's all connected, you have to balance them. So we're going to take that, we're going to start on the new one. Yes. And then we're going to balance these tires. Yep. Take the tires off. Install these new ones. Yep. And we're going to take these and we're going to balance this one. Yep. Gonna take this off. I'm going to install these new ones. Yep. And we have no more rims to work with, so that means we only have well, 2 more tires to balance. Yeah, for some reason balancing takes them a long time to do. And that's the 3rd wheel done. Oh, come on. And now we're going to balance the last one. Yes. Now if this was in the real world, we'd have to figure out what side needs balancing on what. Then we have to figure out what we'd have to use for weight. And then we'd have to figure out where they are on the wheel and put them on there. But they don't go that in depth, which is alright by me. So we are now going to put these wheels back on. And again, if it was the real world, we would have to figure out how the wheel goes on, because there's some treads, some tires that cannot go on backwards. It would make things very dangerous. But again, this game doesn't push it that far, which is pretty good if you're learning. And honestly, there's a lot of stuff that I still don't really know about cars. And I believe this will help everybody learn a little bit. Okay, so now that we got all 4 tires on, we're going to lift this up more. Watch it rise up. Okay, now we're going to come and get our oil drain. We're going to move this to underneath the car. Now, they make this extremely simple, because most cars don't actually have a drain plug on the bottom. It's usually on the back side here or on one of the sides. Only bigger ones tend to have drains on the very bottom. But we're going to use this equipment, and as you can see, the oil comes down. A lot more oil comes out than that, trust me. And so now we're going to place the equipment back. We are going to lower this. We're going to pop the hood. We're going to come into the engine here. We're going to take out the oil plug, and we're going to fill it up. Now, once you see it start coming out, that's when you want to stop. Like coming out of the bottom there, that's when you want to stop, like that. And then you can come over here and check your oil dipsticks and see it's at max. I always put it at max just because. Okay, so now oil's new into it, we can go to car status, and you can see they want a new air filter and a fuel filter. The air filter is right here in the intake, so we just take off the clips. Most cars will be 4 clips. And then we take off the cover. And this is very dirty. So we're going to take that off. And while we're in this view, the fuel filter happens to be right here. With some cars, it'll be right here. Some trucks will be on the bottom here. It really depends on the make and model of it. So we're going to take that out. And now we're going to go to the computer here. And we're going to go back into the main shop. We are going to type in air filter. And this is the one we're looking for. And then, while we're here, we can type in fuel filter. And this is the one we're looking for that. The only thing that pops up. So, now, we can come back into here. Go to part install. Put the new air in there. Put the cover back on. And put the clips back on. And then we're going to put the new filter in, the fuel filter. Okay, and that is all we have to do. So we're going to close that. We're going to part status, make sure everything is alright. And we've done the oil change. And if you want to see what you have to do, you can click on anything right here, really. But because we did both of those, we are getting a total payout of $2,351, and we only spent close to $1,000 on it. So we're going to finish this order, and we have leveled up. So now what we can do is we can go to a toolbox, and we can get either 50% faster part examination or 50% faster screwing and unscrewing. I like the screwing and unscrewing personally, so I'm going to unlock that. Now we can take another order. I think I might just do one more. We are going to go with this. So this one is again pour bricks. So this one should be very easy for us. There we go. Okay, so now we can see exactly what needs to be happening. So 2 brake pads, 2 brake calipers, and an ABS pump. So we're going to move this to the car lifter. Go up. And then we're going to overview, so... Oh, come on. So... There's one that we have to be doing right there. And the other one is... Is it right there? No, it actually looks like it's back there. But the ABS pump is right there as well. So, first things first, we're going to open the hood. And we're actually going to look at the ABS pump. So, we're going to take off the module. And then we're going to take off the pump. And then we're going to come to the tire here. Much faster. We're going to take off the caliper. And we're going to expect. So yeah, that is also not very good. Even though it actually looks like it has a lot of tread on it. So we're going to take that off. So that's one side done. And then it looked like there was some stuff back here that had to be taken care of. Yeah, this brake caliper does not look good either. And then this brake pad actually looks okay. So that was... So we found both brake calipers, but we only found one brake pad. So we're gonna zoom into here, and it's this brake pad that's not very good. So we're gonna take this off. Okay, so now that we got all the parts that need to be taken off, we are going to go brake. Come on. Oh, shoot. No. There we go. Now I believe there's 2 brake pads and 2 brake calipers. And a ABS pump. Yep, so I got all those, so let's start by putting the ABS stuff back on. Gonna put that on. Then we're gonna put that on. Okay, so now that part is done. Then we're going to put new brake pads onto here. And we're gonna put a caliper on. Then we're gonna put the rim on. And then we're going to move to this side. Going to install parts. This one was pretty good. Okay, now time to go to the other side. And if you're wondering why I have an extra caliper, it's because I accidentally bought one way earlier. So all this is done. So we're going to close the hood. We're going to go back and we're going to get a total payout of $1,700, and we spent a little over $1,000 on this. So finish the order, and we have leveled up again. So we are going to get, let's see, 5% discount on shops is good, but a 50% faster parts installing and removing is also good. Yeah, let's do this. Make it a little bit faster for us. So now that we have 3 jobs, let's see, replace engine oil and filter. Sure, we can do that. So yeah, that's all it's asking us to do is change the oil. So let's move this over here, and we're going to lift this twice. That's an interesting paint job that they have. So we're going to move this over here. We are going to use the equipment. And that one actually had more oil in it. We're going to place that back. Going to lower this. We're going to pop the hood. And we're going to go to the oil fill plug. And we're going to put new oil in this. Okay, now that we're full in that, we're going to get out, close the hood, lift it up, And we were supposed to get a new oil filter as well. And the oil filter is a 14. So we're going to take this off. And we're going to come over here. We can type in oil filter. And we are going to get this one. Then we're going to come back here. Got a part mount. And then we're going to put the new one on. And then we can lower this. Come on. Lower this all the way to the ground. Then we are good to go. And so we're going to finish this order. And should I do one more, or should I let it sit here? You know what? I'm gonna call this an episode here. So I hope you all learned something from this, and I hope to see you all next time. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.